So I'm here with Shaun from Saltus. Shaun was the builder who was integral to getting this house built. We've worked with Shaun for quite a few years now. How many houses we've done together?
Five, I think. This
Yeah.
is probably our fifth hat.
Fifth home, and this is the second home that was done to wood fibre cladding. Shaun was really integral into doing a lot of the research to make the wood fibre construction possible here in Perth. And it's been a great success story. So yeah, welcome, Shaun.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, so Shaun, what are the sort of bits about this house that you really enjoyed doing?
Clearly, like the wood fibre is a big part of it. It's a really interesting product to work with, and like performance-wise, it's provides really good thermal comfort to the clients like year round. So
And it's easy to handle and easy to cut.
Yeah, the carpenters love it. So it's definitely just the workability of it, and just the performance you get in the end is really good. So yeah.
Yeah, cool. And so what did you find really challenging about building a house, this type of construction?
The challenge probably with this was probably just some windows that were coming out of Europe. I guess the time frames of those was threw a bit of a spanner in the works, but maybe with the wood fibre, like the 2-story, like having to stage that as well, like it does add a bit of complexity, but it's no different to standard double brick that's rendered from top to bottom. So,
Yeah, cool.
yeah.
What's the stuff to look out for? What would you say that the traps are to look out for?
I guess if you're going to do a finish, like a plastered finish like this, needing a really good plastering team is pretty critical for this job to get the finish. It's a lot different product to work with than we're used to in Perth. Like, it's not like your sand cement finishes. So that's one thing I recommend, is like making sure that someone is used to using like lime-based products. But if you're using the product just as insulation and cladding over, like, there's no real, nothing really different to it. So
yeah, cool. It's really important, I believe anyway, to work with a builder very early in the process. So even when we're doing the first initial drawings, we're often talking to the builder we're working with, just to bounce ideas off, talk about materials, talk about construction techniques, detailing, all that sort of stuff. So do you have any sort of thoughts on how that works for you from the builder side?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's critical, like, for custom homes like this to be, as a builder, involved from the start of the process. Like, I think that collaboration between architect, client, and builder is like really important for fleshing out those details. So, and even just from like a pricing and cost perspective, we're there at the start to be able to bounce, cost of certain ways of doing things early on, rather than getting a set of documented plans that is going to be above budget. So
so I mean, obviously cost certainty is a big concern for clients, and we do our best as architects to build or design a home that's to budget, but we don't know everything. We don't know the current status of pricing for different trades. So having those builders' input really early is like super important to provide some cost certainty. And our relationship with like Shaun at Saltus and some of our other builders is really critical to get that input up front. Yeah, and also just a little bit about yourself, Shaun. Like, you were a carpenter initially.
Yeah. That's my trade background as a carpenter.
Yeah.
Hence why we push like a lot of timber frame structure, and then when this cladding, we found out about this cladding, it's also highly carpentry based. So my background is I'm a carpenter, and I've had my license for almost 10 years now.
Yeah,
so
wow. Yeah.
We've only started getting into new builds and of this standard in the last like 3 to 4 years. But it's definitely an area that we're really passionate about, and want to keep building more homes to this quality and standard.
Did you always want to be a builder?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you ask me that now. My grandfather was a carpenter, builder. He's from Germany. So yeah, I was always in the shed when I was younger, and I think that led into working, in woodwork, and then onto a trade, and then I just thought I wanted to start building my own homes. But you learn a lot. So.
Yeah. Obviously, like, critical to your business to have lots of like young fellas come through learning a trade, obviously learning the right way to build and stuff. Are you finding it hard to get good trades, like good carpenters coming through these days, or is it working out all right?
No, like I think like for us, like it's important with our like our apprentices, to like have them on the start of a job, like from set out all the way through to like, getting a rag out and helping with cleaning up at handover.
Yeah.
I think for us, like they're learning the whole process of building.
Yeah.
As far as like other carpenters, we're finding, it's definitely, as timber frames become more popular in Western Australia, there's a lot more carpenters available, but lots of my guys in the past have either been from the East Coast or New Zealand, so,
Yeah.
it's a hot, like,
More timber-based type construction.
exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean WA is very, it's a lot of double brick work
Yeah.
over here. So you find that the roof carpenters they're just used to coming in and just doing a roof frame, like that, and do as much like wall framing and that. So yeah.
So I think one of the benefits I've found of working with builders who come from a carpentry background is the team is on site pretty much from start to finish. So the guys you see, like with the concrete set out and the framing, they're there at the end, as you said, with a rag cleaning.
Yep.
And so there's that quality control that goes from start to finish. But also I think there's the pride that you get from actually being able to see the finished work. You're not just coming in to do one small thing and you disappear.
Yeah, like they treat the whole thing is like it to my team, like it's their job, right? It's not just this one little portion.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're at the end of the job, they're super proud of like a house like this, of how it's turned out. Like they haven't just come in to do their part and on to the next one.
Yeah, and the other real benefit I think is that like they learn start to finish on say one house, and then we go and do the next house, and all those lessons, all those tricks I should say, and like time saving things, and that all gets, those learnings get like carried over to the next house, so you sort of get, I guess, better, faster, cheaper.
You're always picking up little details and better ways to do that, and then you're able to take that into the next project.
Yeah. And so what about this house in particular? I mean, like we've got 2-story, we've got a very Scandi sort of farmhouse vibe, a little bit minimalist, but also there's quite a bit of detail on the inside. Detailed cabinetry with the flooring, with the stairs. That was fun. So like, what are the bits inside that I guess you like?
I mean, the staircase obviously is a big thing. Like that was our first attempt at a spiral staircase, and we think it's turned out pretty cool. A little bit of head scratching there, but I think it all worked out pretty well. Yeah, I think inside, like the finishes selected between you guys and the clients is like, I think it really brings it up to a higher level. But externally, I think I really like this building because of like the gables. It's becoming a bit rare these days to see like steep pitches like this. A lot of the stuff we work on is a flat skillion roof. So I think
it is a bit harder working on a steeper roof though, right? It's like access.
Well, I don't have to work on it. But yes, it's definitely harder to walk on for the trades.
And even lining it and insulation and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, because it's all upstairs is all lined on the rake on the pitch. So it definitely adds a bit more into it.
So one of the things you probably don't see just looking at a house like this is that we've worked really hard with the engineers and the builder to eliminate basically most of the steel. I think the only steel you'll find in the project is the lintel over the garage, which is a brick garage anyway, and we've got some steel posts holding up awnings outside. But basically the whole house is timber, and we go to great lengths to do that because we think it saves time on site. Probably a bit cheaper because you're not bringing in another fabricator and another trade. But yeah, I mean, having the builder being able to actually deliver the product or the home from start to finish using like one material. Do you see the benefit the same way I do?
Yeah, definitely. And like, again, we have our own in-house carpentry team. So, we're basically trying to push to do as much work as we can, and also eliminating steel just because of things like thermal bridges as well. So
cool. All right, well that's cool. That's nice to introduce Shaun. The builders and the trades are like a massive part of like what allows Lean House to do what we do, and I encourage like any designers and architects to really get involved with the people you're working with and learn how they do their job and try and like get them involved early. It's the key to success. Talk to you soon.